The golf world is exploding. A new young star has just been linked to Phil Mickelson's legacy, and the decision he made has everyone talking. Michael Lasasso, the 21-year-old reigning NCAA men's champion, was supposed to be the next big thing on the PGA Tour. He was ranked number 3 in the World Amateur Golf Ranking. He had earned a spot on the United States Walker Cup team, and most importantly, he had secured an invitation to the 2026 Masters Tournament, a perk reserved for NCAA champions who remain amateurs. The golf world expected Lasasso to do what every rising star before him had done: turn professional, grind through the Korn Ferry Tour, earn his PGA Tour card, play the Masters as an amateur, then turn pro and begin his journey toward greatness. That is not what happened. Instead, Lasasso made a decision that stunned the golf establishment. He signed with Phil Mickelson's High Flyers GC on LIV Golf. He forfeited his spot at the Masters. He gave up his remaining college eligibility. He turned his back on the traditional pathway that had produced generations of champions. The move was unprecedented. A player of Lasasso's caliber, a reigning NCAA champion, a top 3 amateur in the world, choosing LIV over the PGA Tour had never happened before. The golf world was divided. Some called it a betrayal of tradition. Others called it a smart business decision. But Lasasso was not thinking about the money. At least, that is not what he said. He was thinking about something else, something that involved a 6-time major winner named Phil Mickelson. The story begins at the 2025 NCAA Men's Golf Championship. Michael Lasasso, a 21-year-old from Ole Miss, stood over a putt that would change his life. When it dropped, he became the NCAA individual champion. He was ranked number 3 in the World Amateur Golf Ranking. He had earned a spot on the United States Walker Cup team. And, most importantly, he had secured an invitation to the 2026 Masters Tournament, a perk reserved for NCAA champions who remain amateurs. The golf world expected Lasasso to do what every rising star before him had done: turn professional, grind through the Korn Ferry Tour, earn his PGA Tour card, play the Masters as an amateur, then turn pro and begin his journey toward greatness. That is not what happened. Instead, Lasasso made a decision that stunned the golf establishment. He signed with Phil Mickelson's High Flyers GC on LIV Golf. He forfeited his spot at the Masters. He gave up his remaining college eligibility. He turned his back on the traditional pathway that had produced generations of champions. The move was unprecedented. A player of Lasasso's caliber, a reigning NCAA champion, a top 3 amateur in the world, choosing LIV over the PGA Tour had never happened before. The golf world was divided. Some called it a betrayal of tradition. Others called it a smart business decision. But Lasasso was not thinking about the money. At least, that is not what he said. He was thinking about something else, something that involved a 6-time major winner named Phil Mickelson. When Michael Lasasso was 10 years old, he had a dream. He wanted to play professional golf. He wanted to compete against the best players in the world. He wanted to learn from the legends of the game. That dream came true when Michael Mickelson, the 6-time major winner, the man who became the oldest major champion in history at age 50, offered him a spot on High Flyers GC. One of the things that went into my decision when I was 10 years old starting to play golf, goal for me was to play professional golf, Lasasso told reporters in Saudi Arabia. Then he explained why he chose LIV over the traditional path. Having people that have been very well known in the golf space and are so experienced, and to be able to be a part of a team that's with Phil, somebody that's had so much experience, I feel like he'll be able to answer any question that I throw at him, to have the ability to be able to ask somebody that on a daily basis. The opportunity was priceless to the 21-year-old. That played a very big part in it for me, because not every 21-year-old has the opportunity to be able to ask questions to those people. So that was a big factor for me. I think so far I'm so grateful that I made the decision, and I am very happy to be here. Mickelson, for his part, was effusive in his praise. Michael is one of the most exciting young players in the game today, bringing a competitive fire that's evident every time he tees it up, Mickelson said. He added, "He combines tremendous power and speed with an exceptional feel for the game. Beyond his talent, his personality, work ethic, and commitment to being a great teammate make him a terrific addition to High Flyers GC." On social media, Mickelson was even more direct. When the High Flyers X account hinted at the signing, Mickelson commented, "He's really good." The opportunity to learn from Phil Mickelson came at a steep price. Lasasso had to give up things that most young golfers can only dream of. First, he had to give up his remaining college eligibility. He was a senior at Ole Miss, one of the top college golf programs in the country. He was on the 2024-2025 men's golf roster. He had signed an NIL deal with Breezy Golf, the brand behind the popular Bob Does Sports YouTube channel. All of that ended when he turned professional. Second, and more significantly, he had to give up his invitation to the 2026 Masters tournament. The Masters invites the reigning NCAA men's champion, but only if they remain an amateur. By signing with LIV Golf, he forfeited that invitation. For most golfers, playing the Masters is the ultimate dream. Walking the same fairways as Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and Arnold Palmer, sleeping in the crow's nest, hearing the roars echo through the pines. Lasasso gave all of that up. Graham McDowell, the 2010 U.S. Open champion, came to Lasasso's defense. He argued that LIV Golf offers a legitimate pathway for young players that the PGA Tour has failed to provide. Hot take, but LIV is a legitimate pathway for young potential superstars who can get paid to be mentored in their young careers by tour greats and play a guaranteed schedule, McDowell wrote on social media. He added, "The road to the PGA Tour is increasingly perilous and littered with great talent that never made it. It is becoming increasingly a closed shop, like LIV, with harder and narrower pathways to get there. Getting there is arguably harder than staying there." McDowell's point is worth examining. The PGA Tour has become more exclusive in recent years. Fewer cards, fewer opportunities, higher barriers to entry. For a player like Lasasso, the promise of a guaranteed LIV schedule with mentorship from one of the greatest players in history might have been more appealing than grinding on the Korn Ferry Tour for years. The golf world's reaction to Lasasso's decision has been predictably divided. Some see him as a trailblazer, a young player taking control of his career in a changing landscape. Others see him as a sellout, a player who chose money over tradition. The critics point to the obvious irony. Lasasso gave up a chance to play the Masters, the most prestigious tournament in golf, to join a league that may not even exist in a few years. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund announced last month that it would end its funding of LIV Golf after the 2026 season. The league is scrambling to find new investors. Its future is uncertain at best. If LIV collapses, where does that leave Lasasso? He has no PGA Tour status, he has no world ranking points, he has no pathway to the majors, except for the ones he already forfeited. He bet his future on a league that is on life support. But the supporters see it differently. They argue that Lasasso is getting something money cannot buy: mentorship from Phil Mickelson. The six-time major winner, even at 55, still has knowledge that no college coach or Korn Ferry Tour veteran can provide. "I've already learned so much, and it's been a pretty short journey so far," Lasasso said. "Being around these people, the fact that I can ask them questions and go to Phil and Cameron and Brendan for all the questions that I have, and the fact that they answer them and they want to see me succeed, it's the coolest thing ever." The debate over Lasasso's decision is not just about one player, it is about the future of professional golf itself. The PGA Tour's traditional pathway, college golf, Korn Ferry Tour, PGA Tour, is being challenged by LIV's model of guaranteed contracts and team mentorship. Young players are watching, and some of them may follow Lasasso's lead. So what does Michael Lasasso's link to Phil Mickelson really mean? And why is the golf world exploding over a 21-year-old rookie? Let me break down 3 key implications. First, this is about legacy. Phil Mickelson may never play a full PGA Tour schedule again. He missed the Masters due to a family health matter. He missed the PGA Championship. He has played only one LIV event in 2026. But his legacy is not just about what he did on the course, it is about what he passes on to the next generation. Lasasso is that next generation. If he succeeds, Mickelson's legacy grows. If he fails, the critics will say that Mickelson led a promising young star astray. Second, this is about the changing landscape of professional golf. Trey Wingo, the former ESPN host, was unequivocal about Mickelson's future with the PGA Tour. I can promise you one person that you'll never see in any way in an official capacity with the PGA Tour is Phil Mickelson. That bridge has been burned, detonated, destroyed, nuked, lasered to death. There is no building that bridge back. Mickelson has no path back to the Tour, but his influence on the game is far from over. Through Lasasso, he can still shape the future of golf. Third, this is a test case for LIV's youth movement. LIV Golf's strategy has shifted. In the early years, they signed established stars, Mickelson, Johnson, DeChambeau, Rahm. Now they are signing young talent. Lasasso is the first major test of that strategy. If he develops into a star, more young players will follow. If he struggles, the narrative that LIV is a retirement league will persist. My final take is this. A new young star has been linked to Phil Mickelson's legacy. Michael Lasasso gave up the Masters, gave up his college eligibility, and bet his future on LIV golf. The golf world is divided. Some call him brave, others call him foolish. Only time will tell who is right. But one thing is certain, the debate he has sparked is not going away, and the golf world will be watching every step of his journey. This is Golfio. If you made it to the end of this video, you care about the real stories behind the game. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into the moments that matter, and leave a comment below. Did Michael Lasasso make the right decision, or is he throwing away his future? I will see you in the next video. For more coverage in golf, subscribe to Golfio and hit the notification bell.